this is behind the scenes for me, like how I play test. Obviously, as you can see, I started proxying the Raditz deck. I'll have a deck profile up soon. Still trying to tweak it out, you know, that's what all of this is for, to test out against my opponent. But he didn't come over today. Hopefully he'll come over tomorrow and I can, you know, try the strategy out on him. Since this obviously is Raditz hand control, that'll be the deck. So you see we got a Dark Toa right here, Dark Temptation Toa. She's like Relentless Mirror, where you overwhelm 3, your opponent discards a card, but it also has the ability to boost a yellow or green leader's attack by 5 power. So since Raditz is a green leader, obviously turning him into a 15k on the front or a 20k on the back is good. And he has the ability to boost up battle cards, so that's always good. And then when he attacks, the opponent warps a card from the hand, so obviously there's going to be some discarding and some warping here. A lot of the warping is going to be through him, so that's part of the hand control part. This is more just to show test hands, you know, like this is what I do. I, you know, obviously proxy out the deck. Typically I use a piece of paper. I don't have the paper here, but normally I use a piece of paper, write the name of the card, and then, you know, like Raditz Arrival, and then put that he's a, you know, red-green card, and then his cost and stuff like that. And then I just shuffle and do test hands that way at first to see the ratios of how many times I'll see certain cards. And then so a lot of times, you know, I don't even go this far to print out the card, because it depends more on how simple the card interactions are, you know, how simple the effects are. I mean, if the card is something as simple as this, where it's like you play, your opponent discards a card and that's it, and he's just a 15k 0 cost 5, you know, 5 combo, he's a 3-drop. I don't need to, like, you know, play a lot of games to know that he's good. Obviously you play him, he does his effect, and that's it. It's a matter of like how many times I see him, how many times I play him, and what I'm gonna do. So I don't have to, like, you know, if it, you know, I own him, so obviously I can just throw him in the deck. But if I have to test like something like this, like, okay, I want to test how many times I get this card, and then how many times I use the effect. He's a really good card, but what if he turns out that the way I play, he's not that great? What if he's better? You know what I mean? He's obviously better in the regards that I get to choose the card in my hand, my opponent's hand, but this can discard more than one card. So that's why now, like, you know, I want to see these effects in action. I want to, you know, remember about the exhaust and stuff. Plus, I don't like to write a lot. I don't want to literally write out 4 copies of the card on paper and then slide it into these sleeves, when I could just print them out and then they just look so much better. And then I can just test them out as much as I want. And if I want to hold on to them for a while and maybe make other decks where I tech them in, then I already have a proxy to, you know, tech it in and try it out. And this helps me with obviously deck building, because that's what I like to do, is build decks. But of course I gotta test them, so that's where sleeving them, playing with them, having an opponent to test out certain interactions. I made a video where it's like I show how to build a deck without testing, where you can just build it and it will work. But the whole play testing is for your own experience. So let's go through some quick test hands. So this is just to give you an idea of line of play. So when you're doing these test hands, obviously it's for line of plays and for mulligan. You know, you gotta get good at mulligan, because mulligan makes a huge difference. You know, obviously I always personally want to take double strike. I want to start dealing damage since turn 1. Bodyguard Legend free play right there. There, my 2-card combo, 25k double strike. I'm going in, I'm going hard, aggro, right? And then, you know, we got some good cards here. This is a turn 4 card, right? So don't need that, put that back. I don't have no dual colors, so I won't need that anytime soon. Plus I'm trying to go aggro right off the bat, so I don't need control. I don't need to negate that much because I do want to awaken. And of course this is not until later. So right off the back I'm going aggro and I'm putting these back. So step 1 is, you know, obviously seeing how, you know, what I will mulligan, what I will not mulligan. So now I know what I will mulligan, what I will not mulligan. And then grab my 4 cards, 2, 4. Then play the energies, my life. So I got 8 life, and let's see what I got. I got more Legic, I got more double striking, so I got more aggro right there. And then ironically, I got these 2 back. But at least now I got more aggro, so that's always good. But right off the bat, what's gonna happen is this is more likely this is gonna be more late game, and I don't need more than just 1 copy later on. I'll charge that. So now I decided that'll be what I charge, and these are what I'm gonna play with. And I'm going first, double checking his effects. This card attacks the leader card. Your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and sends it to warp. That's awesome, right? Active main, once per turn, look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, then choose up to 1 red or green, Raditz, Vegeta, or Nappa, and then add it to your hand, then discard a card, obviously. That was the thing, is that he has a search and discard. So let's go with the search and discard first before the ending of my turn. So 5 cards, because you want to, there he is, you know. Didn't need to keep him in the hand when I can search him out. So now I grab that, Vegeta the Cruel, so then I can give up something in order to keep that. Or I can discard that if I want, you know, in case I just want to do more of a deck thinning. And based off my hand, since I want to take damage, I don't need this as much, so I'll keep the Vegeta the Cruel for some control. It'd be easy to say, oh, get rid of the, bodyguard Legic, you only really need 1. Yeah, technically, but I don't expect them to stay on the field for too long, so after I use them in attack and whatnot, I expect them to die, and then I play another one, so that's why I'd rather keep both. So the strategy will be something like that. More so want to play that. I always want to use him first before I ever use him. So boom, 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 combo, control. So there you go, little deck thinning. And my turn, so now I got a little more control, a little more strategy here. Boop, 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 boop. Then I let my opponent attack me with his leader. Then I let them attack me with a battle card if he did. Let's say it's something that has double strike. What's his name? Sane Kaba, boom. So I took 3 damage. I'll let it happen. Because this is a leader that requires 4 less life in order to awaken. You untap 1 energy, and that's it. You switch him attack, and then you switch attack, yeah, and then you awaken. So he only untaps 1 energy, so that's something to keep in mind. So then draw, which he did 2. I would prefer 2, but I understand. I'll take the 1 for now. I don't need that many copies of Vegeta the Cruel, but I have green and I would like some red. So then depends what I want to do in this strategy. More likely I just want to attack with the leader and whatnot. No, but I want to double dip. So for this scenario, I like him, but I could always get another copy of him later. No, I don't want to put none of these. Turn 1, I want to play, any multicolors, but right now I don't want to play any multicolors. I have too many Vegeta the Cruel. I just realized that, I got so many. You can always give up one, of course. Alright, so I did that. I can, depending on how I want to, do this, I can do the search thing. I can attack and all that good stuff. So I'll attack with the leader to my opponent's leader, and then if he has nothing, then obviously go in with the Champa strike, 20k double strike. That's more than enough. And then bodyguard Legic, then attack to my opponent's leader with 15k. He doesn't block, he doesn't stop it. Then I go with the with the hidden power, 25k double strike. That should be more than enough. And let's say my opponent took both hits and then they awaken. Alright, so that typically happens. Most people want to awaken, so they'll let it happen. Sometimes they don't. It depends. But on average they do. So boom, now they're awakened. if they want to awaken now, they can awaken later, of course. It's all about strategy. And then for now, I will trigger the ability, look at the top 5, because I do want to get these Raditz. So I'll add that Raditz, put these 4 back, shuffle the deck. I wish this effect is that I put the cards at the bottom of the deck, then to shuffle it back in the deck, but that's because, you know, shuffling just sometimes slows the duel down. And then now I gotta pitch something, and I could pitch the Vegeta the Cruel. And then I end my turn, then it's my opponent's turn. Obviously I want to allow him to deal me damage. It's interesting, these are 5k 1 cost. Let me adjust I can see the board, but you could barely see the board. Alright, opponent attacks. On average, my friend, he has a habit of getting rid of my letters. He doesn't like to let me keep any battle cards. He wants to control the board as much as possible, which benefits me, because that's what I want him to do. Yeah, don't attack the leader, you know, yet. Get rid of the battle card. Now attack the leader. I'll take that hit. Boom. It's probably going to be just 1 damage, unless you chomp or something, so I'll take that. Depends on the situation, you know. I could awaken and untap an energy, but I guess I'll actually save that energy for later. So let's assume he doesn't do much anything else, and I only just took 4 damage. So I'll untap, draw. So now I don't need all these, so I can actually put that as energy for now. That way I can get things started. Now, because I can awaken. Might want to do his effect first before I awaken. Yeah, I'll do his effect first. Yeah, I guess I want to keep that green Raditz. Keep that green Raditz, put the rest back. Get rid of one of the multicolor Raditz because I want to give some of these other cards a try. So I'll keep this one, and then I'll just pitch the multicolor Raditz. So that way at least I have one of each of these bad boys, so I can try them out. Obviously I'll be able to play this, and then I'll be able to overwhelm this. So I'm going to try something this turn. So first off, I already did the ability, and I pitched. Now I will awaken. This lets me untap this energy. So now I have 3 energy I can play. When this card attacks, of course I get that ability. And then I got the once per turn activate. Sorry, you can't see it. I'm reading it, but you can't see it. Active main once per turn. Choose up to 1 red or green Saiyan card in your battle area, and it gets 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. That's pretty good. Power boost, so I can power boost Saiyans up. Which I can power boost any battle card, since I don't have Saiyans all like that. Vegeta Cruel is cheap. Now he only costs 2, obviously, to play him. But I think I want to play Broly. Broly's the same, so I can't power him up, so that's good. So I want to start off the warp strategy. Got no double strike, so I attack. My opponent warps the card. That attack probably hits, or it probably doesn't hit. Doesn't matter. Play the logic. Let's see. So many things I could have done, because now the power boosting of the leader is a little irrelevant, right? But it depends on the situation. Right now it's not that deep. What do I want to do? I go with the overwhelming 3, so I just overwhelm my whole drop area. And then my opponent discards a card, power boost my leader. Swing, deal some damage, swing, deal some damage. Or I can keep them up for defense. Or if I swing, and let's go with the idea that they have the ability to pop these 2 with is that all you got? I think it was the name of the card. So boom, I lost these two just from that. But they were for free, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So then they already lost one card from their hand. And then I can wait and just Vegeta cool my opponent on their turn, which will be a little bit better. So I will go with that strategy. I'll just Vegeta cool my opponent. So I end my turn on that note. Let them feel like they did something, like, oh man, you have no more plays. It's like, nope, I actually do. I'm just saving it. Your move. Oh, you do something I don't like. You know what I mean, right? I only need, so I tap two greens, play Vegeta the Cruel, effect, pop, warp, that good stuff. And I still have one energy up in case I need to do 10k. One energy up in case I want to do 10k, so there's that. Plus I can 5k this. So there's 15k to my leader, so I can make 30k defense if need be, plus the extra 5k from here. So now, I'm set up to be able to attack my opponent next turn. Let's say he does do an attack, and it's like, you know what, I'll take it. Boom, that's awesome. And then he tries to hit me with another attack, and then this one I'll pay to stop it. So I survive that attack, and then they end the turn, my turn, draw. Just depends on what they're doing. If they're going hard, they're going hard. You're going to have to go harder. Alright, in this deck, obviously you want to go up to at least 4 energies. So since I want to try out these, play this. So I got 3 greens, technically 4 greens / red. So it's up to me. Only 1 green, 1 red, and then 2 of anything to play him. So then let's see. Play this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards with energy 3 or less. Depending on the scenario, more likely this would probably be the better choice because he probably has battle cards. That's where I was taking damage, so then I will play him, for 4, and then trigger him. My opponent loses 2 cards. There's that route I can go with. Obviously I can go with the double strike route, and by keeping this in the hand, go double strike route. Because right here I can obviously go into the hand strategy and see what my opponent is doing. So for example, I could play obviously 4, play him, and then get his ability, which is when you play this card, your opponent reveals their hand and choose up to 1 battle card in their hand with 35,000 power or less. Send it to the owner's warp. This card gains critical. So this is good. Now this is something I might want to have to use as a finisher. I could wait until turn 5, right, and play a 5 energy, 5th energy, so that I can go 4 for him, 1 for so I think I would rather go that route, save him for that play. So for now, what I can go obviously is go 4, go for this route and try to weaken my opponent's hand. Use this effect to power Vegeta up. So I have a 20k, another 20k, and then the 15 from the leader. But of course, you don't want to swing with these first. You want to swing with the leader first because of the possibility of a blind Nimbus, but also it's the fact that this warps. So when you attack, your opponent is going to have to warp. Plus, he's the weaker attacker. You want to save the stronger attackers last. So attack with your weak attacker first. Then get your leader's warp ability. Because this Raditz already should have at least taken away at least up to 2 cards from their hand. Plus now the leader's going to take another card, so that's at least 3 cards less. Then if this head tag hits, they add a card to their hand to replace, the card he warped away. And then these 2, you attack 20k to the leader. If he takes it, boom, boom. And then he gets 2 cards back that he lost from this one. So you got rid of 3 cards from his hand with these 2, but then with all 3 of these attacking, you gave him back the 3 cards he lost. But it's 3 cards from his life, not 3 cards from his deck or anything. But the main thing is at least you have 3 less cards in his hand when you did that. Now, what's really important about this deck, the whole idea of this, why I call it hand control and not hand destruction, is because it's not about playing these and getting rid of cards from your opponent's hand. It's about playing these and then paying attention to what your opponent is warping or discarding and whatnot, because that will let you know if they have any negates, if they have any super combos. Because the thing is, remember, they're getting rid of trash. It's the best way to look at it. They're getting rid of the non-good cards. Whatever they're warping, they're dropping to the drop area because you're making them do it, not random. Because if it was random, you get no knowledge from that. The idea is to get knowledge, right? Is to get information about what your opponent does and doesn't have. If they have a good hand, they have a bad hand. Most players, once effects like this start triggering, then they take too long to decide what to get rid of. And if they're taking long, that means they have a lot of good cards in their hands. If they're not taking too long, they're easily dropping, warping stuff, then that means their hand was half good, half bad. Obviously, they got rid of the half that's bad, but whatever's left is good, and then you're going to play into that. You're going to, apply pressure. You're going to go 20 strike, 20k or 30k double strike. You try to go something like this, and go bang, go in there. Because the leader will give you the extra 5k, make you 20. Champa will give you 10, so it's 30 plus double strike. Bang, you're going in there hard, and they're going to have to negate. They're going to have to, super combo and 10k combo and all that good stuff to try to stop all that. That's what you want. You don't want them to use their bad cards to stop your good attacks. You want them to get rid of their good cards, then you go in with your good attacks, and then you want them to use their good cards against your good attacks. That's what you want. You want them to use their good cards against your attacks. Right? You don't want them to use their bad cards, the cards they don't care about comboing and throwing away as chump blockers, as they say in this game. So you want to get rid of the bad cards through your effects, and then force your opponent to play their good cards against your deck, right? That is the ultimate strategy of this deck, is hand control. You're trying to control your opponent's hand. You want your opponent to only have good cards in their hands, and then you want to take advantage of that. Now, if you see your opponent is tapped out and you start using these effects, right, and then they're discarding battle cards that have 10k combo that cost 1 and stuff like that, obviously they're keeping the zero cost. They're obviously keeping the 0 cost 5ks in their hands. So mathematically, you can start adding it up. Like, okay, he only has 4 cards in his hands, and he dropped like 2, 10k 1 energy cards from their hand this turn. Obviously, he plans to defend and combo, which is why he got rid of them. And now he has 4 cards in his hand. They're probably all 5ks, maybe 1 10k super combo, depending on the situation. Sparking 5, look in their grave, count their cards, look at their life. If they have 4 less life, a super combo or sparking negate, something can pop up. So take that into account. Count that in. But the main thing is, because you're using your effects to get rid of cards from their hand, forcing them to choose to get rid of stuff, you're going to know that they have some good cards in their hands, and those are the cards you want to force your opponent to play. Another thing is, whenever it's your opponent's turn, they're going to draw, and then they're going to charge. They're more likely going to charge in energy, especially if you're going aggro like I do. They're going to charge in energy, and a lot of times they're going to have to give up something good as energy. Especially if they have multiple copies of something good. So you want to see stuff like this get charged. Champas. You definitely want that. That way they can't, aggro you, can't champa you. You want to see them charge these things. You want to force them to charge good stuff like that. You want them, if they play cards like this, you want them to charge this. You want to see good shit like this, get charged. You don't want them to actually play them in the battle area and use them against you. You want your opponent to charge them, so you want to force them to get rid of, charge their good cards as energy. Because you're forcing, you're literally forcing their hand. Literally forcing their hands. So that's what you want to do. You want to force their hands and get them in a position where you are literally controlling what's in their hand, what they do and don't have. This obviously is a great card because this lets you see if they have anything good in their hand and whatnot, and get rid of anything that could be really problematic. Mostly battle cards that negate, negate battle cards. You want to get rid of that. You also want to get rid of any counter plays, especially if they didn't counterplay this. Like, you play this and they didn't counterplay, and it's like, all right, well, I use this effect and get rid of that Vegeta Cruel you had in your hand. You didn't have the energy for it, so I play this, use this effect, got rid of your Vegeta the Cruel. Now I don't have to worry about it later on, because now it's in the drop area. This drops or warps? Oh no, this warps even better. It warps, I forgot. That's what makes Raditz the man. Love that they gave him warp, not drop. Not like Broly's bitch ass. No, I'm kidding. I like Broly. He's a man. But still, you had to drop shit. Well, I mean, he be dropping bodies, so it makes sense that he drops. But Raditz, god damn it, man. You should have been a black card. Why they made you red green? Oh well, should have been a black leader, because he's the real Goku Black. Anyway, this video will go way too long if I keep doing other test hands. I just want to show that, you know, this is what I do to test out my lines of play, see what works, what doesn't work, like how to use certain cards at certain timing. You know, I could have played this card a little bit differently, so that way I can maximize the whole 5k boost. But this is more of like I'm just going aggro, you know, boost the leader for free, attack with the leader, chomp a double strike, right, then attack with her, chomp a double strike, you know. So this would have been a 25k double striker, and the leader would have been on the awakens, especially if I had an awakened side, it would have been a 30k double strike, you know, plus it would have warped something, then this would have got rid of something. So that's 2 less cards my opponent can use to defend. Also, another thing is aggro. I'm not aggro. Combo that some decks require. They tend to use their hands a lot. Like they use up a lot of cards real quickly because they're trying to do like some elaborate combo. So this is great against that, because they're already using most of the good stuff to, you know, to play out a strategy, a combo. So whatever's left in the hand will more likely be trash, or might be some decent stuff, and you get rid of it with these card effects, and then you just, you know, go in and deal some damage, because they already played the good stuff. So whatever's left is the bad stuff. So inherently you're already gonna know what's good and what's bad. Also, you know, doing stuff like attacking, dealing damage, with, like, especially with the leader. The leader will warp. You chompa, you know, right, double strike, bang, get that damage in there. They add 2 cards to the hands. Then you can, you know, drop, you know, Broly for 2, play her for free, and get rid of those 2 cards, or at least get rid of 2 cards from your opponent's hand. You know, so there's stuff like that. So obviously here's a 3-card combo. So you need literally 3 energy to pull this off. 1 generic, and then 1 red, 1 green, and then that's it. And then these 3 cards in your drop, which wouldn't be too hard. Especially if you obviously did this first, so this would be one of the cards that will help pay for her. So you just need 2 other cards in your drop area, which you can just like combo some Legic and shit. Combo 2 cards and go ham. You get the idea. So I pretty much know how I'm going to play this deck, and I want to master that effect more. Try to use that to boost some stuff. More likely Vegeta the Cruel will get boosted. Bardock, I'm Broly. So it's a matter of finding some really good targets. Obviously, since he gets crit, using his effect to boost him, and then double strike. So that way he'll be 35k double crit. So like as a finisher, but that'd be like a turn 5 play. So I figured out my strategy, what I'm going to do with the deck, and how I'm going to mulligan stuff. So there's that. Now it's just a matter of my opponent making an appearance, so I can pwn him with the power of Raditz hand control. And oh, just a little preview, a little spoiler of the next deck that I'm testing out. I actually already did the deck profile. Like I'm gonna test this out more, but I already tested out how I want it to play out. This is the Hatchayak deck, Ghost Warrior variant. So I'm working on that. I definitely play tested more. I just did more test hands than actual testing it against an actual deck. But it's simple, straightforward. It's not rocket science. So that deck is just so generic in how you play it. You just use the effects and do what the cards say to do, and that's it. And it just works just fine. And just play your regular aggro game style you like to play. The deck doesn't operate until turn 3. Like, you don't really start attacking until turn turn 3 because you're trying to awaken on turn 3 and then go off, and then from after that, so it's a mid-range deck. This one you can obviously start off aggro and start off turn 1 all the way up to turn 4, and beat your opponent before he gets any chances of doing anything. But with the Hatchayak deck, you have to actually go very aggro. I mean, not aggro. Very slow with that deck. It's a 1v1 deck. Where it's like, you're not swarming and you're not overextending. What was it called? You're not going wide. You're definitely not going that aggro, because it's mid-range. So your opponent's going to have some really good cards to play against you by the time you actually start playing some of the good cards in this deck. But it does help, with when you're, with your opponent going wide, and it definitely helps with aggro. So this is good against aggro. So this is anti-aggro. But it doesn't give you the benefit of being aggro on top of being anti-aggro. This slows you down as much as it slows your opponent down. But if you don't mind playing the protect the castle or play a slow game, a 1v1, one card for every, one card your opponent plays, and going back and forth. This is a great game for you if you like going back and forth and just making basic, plays, 1 or 2 cards per turn type of plays, instead of like, trying to utilize your whole hand in order to beat your opponent. You just play 1 card at a time. So that's better for that type of player. And that'd be the end of this video.